Welcome back to the Bejeweled podcast, where I torture my hand and my mouse while we talk about gaming. I'm your host Joel,
Yes.
aka Liam121, and joining me once again is my good buddy of mine, Zach.
Hello.
All right, so it's been a while, I think about 2 or 3 weeks, but finally come back, and we finally got some topics, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, fortunately, it was not like last time where we were just given on the platter. This one we really had to think a bit.
Mhm.
And as you see from the title, the main one is really just what took the Twitter by storm and what actually broke Twitter at the same time, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I was at work when he broke Twitter, but yeah, Steve is in Smash Brothers.
Crazy.
Yeah, Minecraft Steve to be specific.
Think. I mean, let's break this piece by piece. We're gonna be talking about the actual Smash trailer first because definitely there's certain sections of the trailer in which we were just going like, wait, it could be this guy or wait, this guy, and then all of a sudden, Steve. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking maybe we could do it that way.
Yeah.
So first off, that first part when you saw the third party like characters like fighting against Mario, and you think to
Yeah.
yourself, and then of course Sonic being the last one to smash Mario into some of course Minecraft bricks, but still, was there any
Mhm.
hope you had was there any hope you may had thinking maybe it could have been something like a Sonic character?
Um I mean, me personally, I don't really like to make any sort of like speculations. I just like to watch and see what happens. So nothing really was going through my mind at least.
No guesses by any means.
No, mostly because I don't like to get my hopes up about really anything.
I mean, I was over here thinking, wait, Shadow? I still am holding out for another Sonic character in Smash, honestly.
Mhm.
And I think Shadow will be like the perfect counterpart. I know he's a assist trophy, but still, man can dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
And
I mean, then again, right? That was just the hope at the end, and then all of a sudden, we see Mario get surrounded by shadows. Now, at first, I was thinking like, okay, it really is Shadow because it looks so it was just shadows of eyes around, honestly.
mhm.
And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, I
And then
see, oh, go ahead.
yeah, and you just hear all like the ambient sounds from the mobs even though like it's not exactly clear that it's Minecraft at that point, but like if you listen really closely, like they are the sounds of Minecraft mobs like bats and spiders and stuff.
Ah, okay. I mean, I
Mhm.
wasn't aware at the time, but then I think I've seen a few trailer reactions saying like how like the people, some of them actually already recognize the sound effects from the Minecraft game already during that shadow cutscene. I was
Yeah.
like, huh, really that faint? But at the same time, made it quite obvious that was going to be something from Minecraft. And also we see Steve prick through 2 blocks, and
Mhm.
I think everyone just got a heart attack.
Yeah, along with the Twitter servers.
Yeah. If anyone was not in the know, or if you're living under a rock for some reason, Twitter broke like 10 minutes after the trailer for Steve came out, like the first October one, not the third October one. Um, I couldn't access Twitter at all. Could you?
I mean, I was actually working when the trailer dropped, so I wasn't really checking Twitter. Uh I was watching breakfast stream, so Steven and Mal were reacting to it, and so that's how I learned is from
Ah.
is from there, but I was just listening while I was working, so I wasn't checking Twitter.
Well, I was. Are you kidding me? What was your reaction?
I, I was my thought is wait, what? What?
It's
Like
reality. This is 2020, Jowzek.
yes. Yeah, it wasn't like an immediate hit. It was just like slowly more going into like, wait, this is a thing. This is a thing. This is a thing.
It's like a ticking time bomb. Just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just that for you, and then just realization, then just the knowing just a character that you grew up for quite a bit, all of a sudden becomes a part of Smash.
Mm-hmm. Like, actually, by this point, I think I bought my copy of Minecraft Java like 9 years ago, because it was October 11th. No, some like middle of October 2011 when I bought my copy of Minecraft Java.
Ah.
So, yeah, I've been playing the game on and off for 9 years.
I think back then I was just like, "What's Minecraft?" Because like, I never even owned nor bought the game for
Mm-hmm.
myself. At the same time, I don't even know where to buy it. Honestly,
Yeah.
I might ask you a little in due time, but yeah. For me, I was no clue of like the fact that Steve and Alex, no less, were like main characters of Minecraft. So just to see all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden just Alex, I'm like, who's Alex?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know the
Yeah.
Enderman, I know the zombies, I know Steve, I don't know Alex.
Mm-hmm. Alex was like, I forget exactly when, but they basically introduced a second um like character body type, because you can make custom skins, at least in the Java version. And so Alex, their proportions are slightly adjusted um in certain ways. Um and yeah,
Wait, the
it's
body proportions of the characters? Like
yes,
oh, okay.
of Alex compared to Steve.
So like a slight
So,
difference between this size style.
yeah, I believe Alex is slightly more petite, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah,
Like
I understand what you
the
mean. And for
Mhm.
anyone who doesn't know their English, petite just means smaller.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I honestly thought, I'll be honest, like, every time I see Minecraft, I thought all the characters just look the same size. Although that wouldn't be kind of fair, considering that people have managed to make Pokemon of different sizes, so what am I to
Mhm.
say?
Yeah. But yeah, like at, like I guess going back to the trailer, after Steve eats a piece of steak and then goes back into the wall, and a creeper blows Mario up. Just Steve's move set. I did not expect them to go that in depth with it. It is.
Considering that it took, I mean, Sakurai had said himself, it took like 4 months for him to like create this character, and let alone alter the stages, all all 100 plus, by the way, for those wondering, um, so that it can accommodate well with Steve's playstyle. Like that amount of work, you could tell they really did go very hardcore with this character, and no less for a
Yes.
character that Sakurai didn't even choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
That man is dedicated.
Mhm.
There's no other word for him, honestly.
Mhm. Uh, um I I don't remember offhand. Do you have Smash Ultimate?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Um that's it's lucky, because I do, and I've been playing with as Steve a bit. It's definitely something that you have to like wrap your mind around, in terms of like, okay, how do I approach any given battle? And I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of using Steve, almost to the point where I'm tempted to main Steve.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, I mean, since Ultimate came out, I've uh I've been maining Bowser, but I feel like the way that I play Bowser is more so just like turn my brain off and, and keep doing side B to
Of
body slam everyone. But
course.
Steve requires quite a bit more thought than that. Um, even if it does just boil down to when when there's no one around you, mine, so you can get more materials. Um, yeah, I feel like Steve, for me at least, has been just like a breath of fresh air.
I mean, if it makes you any
In that
feel
regard.
better, right? When Steve Amell did the co-op classic for both of them using Steve and Alex, they did
Yes.
say that the only experience they got was looking at the trailer, and even then, they managed a 9.5 at the end after classic mode, starting from
Yeah.
5.0. So if they're able
Mm-hmm.
to grasp it easily, well, A, with looking at the trailer, and B, probably more with prior Minecraft experience, I feel as though you should be able to pick it up just as easily, if not even more easily, than how Stephen Amell did it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Which is saying a lot,
crazy
honestly,
just
considering how much his moveset is, how much of how fast his moveset is.
yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, it really feels like, well, I've kind of figured out it's like, okay, try to get the gold tools as quickly as you can and don't die. That's uh which, it takes a bit to mine up the the diamond, but if you can hold off your opponents for long enough, then yeah, you can get um the diamond gear um no problem.
I have to actually look at the video. I actually didn't see the moveset video yet. But
Mm.
I'm more so what I'm curious to see what his moveset is like, just so I can understand how you can create, how do those these characters play like how do you get like the higher grade weapons and armor and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Might have to look it up before I give my any like sound judgment. But judging from what I've been seeing, it looks pretty fun to play with.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure
I
you have been
I
having fun with it quite well, right?
yeah. Yeah. I have realized that Steve's recovery isn't great. So, I think just a combination of um double jumping along with placing blocks is probably how you'll more safely want to recover, I think. I'll have to test that thought with some more gameplay, but that's what I'm thinking right now, and so when when I play more matches, I'll have to test that thought.
So what you're saying is he's basically another Little Mac.
I mean, yeah,
Weak
cuz
recovery, but strong otherwise.
yeah, like if you saw, well, I guess you didn't see this, but in the 45-ish minute presentation that Sakurai did,
Okay.
he shows that Steve's single jump is shorter than Little Mac's.
Oh, ho, ho. Well, that's
Yeah.
already a statement. I guess. Well, that's kind of a bad thing. I mean, from a perspective wise, because that might indicate that Steve's gameplay and moveset is more broken compared to Max, excluding jumping.
Yeah.
To the point where they had to
Yeah.
nerf his jump so badly, some of that. I mean, that's
Well,
my
he can
speculation.
he can place blocks anywhere is the thing. Like you can jump and I think, yeah, jump and special button, you place a block underneath you, even in midair, even if you're recovering. Just bam in the middle of the air.
Wait, so you can make a
So,
platform that's hard to reach for any other character unless they use the LB?
yes, although there is a limit around the stage as to where you can place blocks. So, Yeah, not only that, but if you keep holding down the button and you move, you keep placing blocks underneath you, so you can just like make your own platform. It's nutty.
The more you say, the more ridiculous it sounds, honestly.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I love playing as him so much is he plays so differently from um everyone else
It's almost like another
that you can
Isabel situation.
yeah, but you can straight up make your own platforms.
Ridiculous, man. Alright.
Mhm.
I mean, now it's like, I mean, now also one more thing I mentioned us like is like, um, part two of the trailer once they finally show the character, and of course Mario gets hit by the exploding zombie, um, oh creeper, sorry. The first thing that I point out is the fact that the remix music for Minecraft. What do you think?
I really like it. I I've been enjoying it.
Did they? Do you feel so? Nintendo did C418's soundtrack justice.
um I'd actually have to go back and see if the music is even based off of the original C418 compositions
Hmm.
because they weren't like the traditional recognizable tracks from Minecraft. I think in the moveset presentation, Sakurai said that the soundtracks were more so based off of the side modes from Bedrock Edition and the spin-off games like Minecraft Dungeons and such. So, I don't think they're even based off of C418's compositions. But I mean they're still really good compositions.
It's slightly of a bummer, honestly, because I know there's a channel who actually like takes requests to like make, well, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate remixes.
Mhm.
And I think some of them actually want to try to see what would C418's soundtrack sound like. So like there's Wet Hands, and some other music from C418's soundtrack that have been remastered into like Smash Ultimate. Of course, fan
Gotcha.
made, but still. But um,
Mhm.
definitely would be kind of nice if in due time they will like say, hey, let's take one of C418's masterpieces and translate it back to sound like it's from Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
How did you
Yeah.
3 to 4 weeks? Also, hi, welcome to the stream.
Yes, hello.
But yeah, that's pretty much my stance on it. I'm just hoping that maybe possibly Nintendo can work well with the soundtrack because honestly, it's such a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know it because of Smoothback Groove Remix, like when they did like acapella, then Game Charts remixed those acapella remixes as well. So it's a remix of a remix.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what I'm thinking of it, and it's just kind of a bummer to hear that at the moment there's no C418 yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I I have heard that potentially it's due to some weird copyright reasons, but don't quote me on that. And also I don't know the
Ooh.
specifics, so I'm not gonna talk about it any further because
Maybe.
I don't know anything more than that other than potential um copyright reasons.
When in doubt, don't
Uh,
talk it out.
right, right. And also I just don't like misinformation spreading, so I'm not
Oh
going to talk
no,
about it
me
any further.
neither. You and I the same, honestly, on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd rather like be informed 100% perfectly before I even said it to other people.
Mm.
But yeah, that's just. And then the next thing also is like, Steve is in it, and then all of a sudden you see Alex, and then the Creeper, and then of course this ridiculous one, Enderman, being alt.
Yeah. Sorry. I saw Honeydew was saying I was a little quiet, so I turned up my volume.
Hmm. How about now? Honeydew.
Hopefully that didn't mess things up.
Honeydew, what do you think
But
right now?
yes, yes. What do you think? Also, I repositioned my microphone. I don't know if that's um
No,
gonna.
it also is on my end actually because I completely forgotten I set the volume to be a little bit lower in my last stream. Or the
Oh,
desktop audio, that's why. So it's my bad as
okay.
well.
He says it's better. Okay,
Sweet.
nice.
But yeah, I mean, the different characters all of a sudden appearing, and then you see Enderman at the end, like, I was also mind blown, like, wait,
Yeah,
how many ults is this guy gonna have?
yeah, yeah. It's Steve and two alts of Steve, then Alex, two alts of Alex, Zombie and Enderman. It's it,
Ridiculous.
mm-hmm. And yeah, like the of course the character name changes on the character select screen. So if you choose the Enderman, all you'll hear the announcer go Enderman and such.
Oh my god, it sounds like Slender Man, honestly. Ugh.
Slenderman.
Oh boy, that just sounds. Someone's gonna make a mod of Ultimate, just like instead of Enderman, Slender Man, honestly. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Someone actually modded Ultimate like really soon after Steve released to where you can import your custom character skin from Minecraft Java and play as your custom skin.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost just like me at this point.
Yeah,
Where you like, I mean,
yeah,
they try to make Minecraft characters be like me's, where you can customize them however you want.
yeah,
Which I ain't gonna be against that idea, honestly.
mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so not to like get sidetracked, but I mean this is a podcast, so I'll talk
Ah!
about this. um Back in Smash 4, my main was actually my me.
Oh, which one?
uh Me Brawler specifically. Um I don't know. It's just like a combination of the fact that I basically get to play as myself, but also I like the back then the move set of the Me Brawler to the point where I basically just always played as my me. And I wanna like get back into that and just try it again because I mean I've played so much of Ultimate as Bowser that I'm just excited to get back into the game and actually try different characters. Excuse
I mean, yeah.
me. Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I hate
Hmm.
the creep of me skin. There's something about fever dream or nightmare. I mean,
You're not wrong.
yeah, you're
You're
not
not
wrong at
wrong.
all. Just the idea of it already gives me the creeps. Bars.
Yeah. Diddle-dit-dit-dit-dit.
Eh.
Hey.
Anyways, yeah, creepers, me's.
Oh man.
Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked again. Yeah, it's just kind of awkward, but then again, it's like you look at Smash 4, and also the fact they finally got me's in, and then you look at
Yeah.
Minecraft, and also I get the ability to switch how your character looks like. Well, of course, through a mod, nonetheless, but still, it's pretty cool. And I'm
Yeah.
curious to see if I don't know. Do you think they'll have a Smash game where you can literally adjust like what the character's design, like in terms of like the clothing and all that will be like?
Ooh. I mean,
At one
yeah.
point, they will have to do it. Like I feel so like many
Hmm.
in the community can make such cool alt costumes for like the characters, to where I think they might be just not testing, one thing for a Smash game where they're able to alter anything they want.
Yeah.
Basically, I can think of it as Animal Crossing New Horizons, where you can input any design you want, except for Smash.
Yeah.
That's why I feel
I.
so people really want.
Hmm. I feel like that kind of brings up the thought of what are they going to do with Smash Brothers after Ultimate? Like, what is the next game going to be? Are they just going to keep porting Ultimate to the future systems if they have to? Or are they just gonna is Nintendo just basically going to stick with the Switch concept and every game ever will just be compatible with every system or whatever? Or are they going to go back to the drawing board, like what some people are saying for the next game, and start from ground zero? Because I there there's so many characters that I feel like, are they going to be able to bring back this many, especially third party characters, to a game like this again, or just what's going to happen? Yeah.
That's a good question,
It's
honestly. I mean, we'll
yeah.
have to see. Okay, this is a hot take from me, just thinking about it.
Mhm.
But do you feel as though Nintendo kind of put themselves in a hole when they named this game called Smash Ultimate?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
for those who don't know, ultimate technically means last, like penultimate, and then that's the ultimate. So
Mhm.
it's almost like trying to hint, although possibly unintentionally, that this might be the last Smash game.
Mhm.
Unless you're telling me, oh, Ultimate 2, which would be kind of ridiculous, but still, it could happen.
Yeah.
But still, I feel as though
Ultimate
they
would
might
still
have
great
gone
fun.
this, put themselves in a hole, naming that game the last game, unless it was intentional, considering that they are just piling in the DLC characters.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that there's 2 DLC packs where Smash 4 just had like 5, 6 DLC characters or something like that, and that was it.
Sounds about right.
Mhm.
Like, where could they go? Like, for me, that's what I'm, well, I won't say worried, but interested about.
Mhm. Yeah. I I took a very extended break from Ultimate because I within the launch month, I powered through World of Light and 100%ed it, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I feel kinda burned out. I'm gonna put this game down for a while," and then it's l it was at least for a couple months until I picked it back up again when I moved out of state to, do college last year, and the dorm it's like halfway between a dorm and an apartment. Um, they were doing a Smash tournament,
Oh,
and so I got to talking with the tournament organizer, uh, especially about like what version of the game we were gonna play. And he was like, "Yeah, I only have a Wii U, so I was thinking just Smash Wii U." And I was like, I have the Switch version with everything unlocked and all the DLC. We can use my Switch and your controllers because he had GameCube controllers, and he was like, "Okay, yeah, we'll do that." I ended up winning the tournament.
irony.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. But then, like, after the tournament, we spent the rest of the evening playing, uh, like, 5-player plus, um, matches,
Those are the
and
best.
yeah, they were so much fun. Uh, but yeah, I just wanted to tell that story because I don't think I've ever actually I mean, I think I talked about it on Twitter, but that was, like, a year ago. So,
Nice to bring memories up.
yeah, yeah. I I'm still going to that college, it's just I'm doing it online from my parents' home here this year just because of, everything else going on.
So we don't even need to talk
So,
about this point.
yeah.
Oh man, this is crazy. Like we're just in a weird year, honestly.
Yeah,
Every day, just
yeah.
remember that this year is just a side year. Just not a main year that you can say, oh, lots of things happen. Nah, no one can say that with a straight face. 100%.
Right. Right.
But yeah, but overall, just Steven Smash, the most popular video game or most bought video game, all of a sudden get partners with Smash in a very awkward yet glorious couple, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who knows
Now
where
that
they
you brought
would
that up,
bring next?
I'm looking on Wikipedia
200
how
million
many.
copies compared to 130 million copies of GTA 5.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
And then.
I did my research. Especially when
Mhm.
did you mean and Jazz ever play Brawlhalla? No, I never heard that game before.
What game?
Brawlhalla.
I think I downloaded it on my Switch, played it one time, and never played it again. And like 2 weeks later, deleted it because I knew I wasn't gonna play it again.
Hmm. Anyways, back to what I was saying. What was I saying?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about like how many.
Oh yeah. I did my research after like Sakurai said like, oh, this is like the most bought game of all, and I was like, huh? I checked the list. Wow, he was actually right.
Yeah.
Also, kind of scares
Yeah.
me that GTA 5 is already 130 million copies, even though it's 2 years younger technically than Minecraft.
Yeah, that's insane.
Blows my mind.
Mm-hmm. I see number 4 and it's Wii Sports, and it's like, does that really count? It was a pack-in title for most Wii systems, so I don't know if that should really count.
Technically, there was a CD form, so technically you could say it's a game.
Oh yeah, because in Japan, at least for a bit, it was sold as a standalone game.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. And wow, Mario Kart 8. Oh, are they grouping Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe on Switch into the same slot?
I have no idea, honestly. I doubt
'Cause if
so,
you look at
since they're both with different consoles, technically.
well, if you look at rank 12, it says Mario Kart 8 / Deluxe, and platform it says Wii U / Switch. So
More obscurity for the Wii U.
yeah, so are they just basically treating them as the same game?
I guess so. Technically, they are the same game. It's just that one has already all the DLC that you want.
Mm-hmm. Deluxe is actually the best-selling game on Switch. If I have that information correct. Um,
Also, I kind of like the fact
yeah.
that Tetris is third place.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the top selling game on Switch.
Oh.
26.74 million. New Horizons is right behind it at 22.4 million. That game isn't even a year old, and it's almost taken the top slot.
I mean, to be fair, circumstances really boosted the sales for that game. You can't deny that, can you?
No, and that's what makes it just yeah, like
Dominant.
yeah. Oh man, that's.
I mean, it's. I know a lot of people do conspiracy theorists, but honestly, you can't do a conspiracy on this at all. Like, there are Animal Rises, Animal Crossing, the Animal Crossing company got super lucky with when they posted this, like their game, and the fact that
Yeah.
it's delayed. Remember, it was initially planned for 2019, and then they say they got delayed. That delay was the changing factor, in my opinion. But one of the changing factors, in my opinion, why this game sold so well.
Yeah, it worked to their advantage, honestly.
How? It's like it blows my mind how perfectly timed it was for that company. But it's almost to the point. It's almost to an infuriating point, honestly.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. It's just I wouldn't say I want to vent it out, but more so I just got thing I want to point out.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Uh, I guess as much of Smash that we can talk about, right?
Yeah.
Before we go on different rants of other characters that we want. I think we already talked about that last time, did we?
I don't know, but at this point, I don't really have any characters in mind that I want brought to Smash Brothers because the roster is already so big that I mean, you could bring like more like obscure characters. Like I guess the one that comes to my mind is Fawful from the Mario and Luigi series.
Bruh, I don't think that will ever happen. That would be funny if it did.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's really the only character that I would want brought to Smash Brothers, but I mean, at this point I'm just happy with the roster we already have.
Uh, one
So,
last thing to talk before I switch subject. Man,
mhm.
um, haters really gotta hate sometimes. I
No.
saw the post that
Oh
you
my.
did. You can see the. I told you I was like, and for those who want to check it out, go ahead. I dislike it, like it, I don't care. I posted a humongous hate rant message in the vlog on Steven vlog, which I think which Steve came out, and I was just like, screw the person who like posted that mess like video or something that or said all those stuff.
Yeah, when they were live streaming their reaction and they were insulting people who were excited for Steve to come to Smash.
Yep.
Hmm.
If you're, I'll just say right now, I'll warn you. If you don't want to get triggered, don't watch that video.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, honestly. It's ridiculous what he says. More so, like
Yeah, like
you can hate, but to hate such an aspect, it's just ridiculous.
hmm like you're it's okay to feel like disappointed about a character coming to Smash Brothers, but insulting people who are excited about it that's crossing the line. That is straight up crossing the line. And yeah, they yeah.
Not much else to say, right? Really, just not much else to say. Just
Right. I'm just appalled that an actual human being has thoughts like that.
you, you stating it that way just makes it even worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
just that they're taking it that seriously, but
Yeah.
anyways.
Let's not dwell on it any further. I found it funny, really.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Yeah.
people can find it funny, but for us, it was just like funny yet angry, funny
Yeah.
anger. If there ever was a time like that.
Yeah. But anyways, we don't have to dwell on that
True.
topic,
Yeah, a lot of people have blocked him already. Anyways, okay.
including me. But anyways.
My topic.
Hmm.
This one honestly I was kind of struggling, but honestly, as someone who was recently, and I don't know why all of a sudden I had this urge to watch it again. Um, well, then again, I finally got to play it. Fortune Street.
Mm.
For those who don't know, TRG, the Runaway Guys, did Fortune Street as a side let's play at first with Yoshi's Island back in 2012, and then all of a sudden it just snowballed into a humongous series that, while may not be as great as Dokapon, it still has all the things that you want. Laugh, hilarity at its finest, strategy at its finest, like just a lot of stuff that had been happening. But it got me thinking for a bit. Monopoly versus Fortune Street. The Monopoly company basically, who's the one who makes Monopoly? What's it, is it Matra or something like that? Mattel or something like that. Is it?
I Hasbro.
Oh, Hasbro, thank you. Did Hasbro miss a trick with making all of their boards square then trying something like what Fortune Street did, like make boards that are like unique, different, can and bring up different strategies, basically.
Yeah, yeah, that is actually a good point because Monopoly is just a linear board compared to Fortune Street where you have branching paths. Yeah, it's I, now I'm trying to think like I I've personally never played Fortune Street. I've only ever watched TRG play it. Um yeah,
If you bring it to
it's
context, basketball didn't change the format for over 20 years.
yeah.
If you could do, I can say that.
Yeah. Mhm. It's um yeah, it probably is a missed opportunity to for them to stick to just linear boards. Uh, because
If
it's
anything, it
not
just
as
makes Monopoly fully just a luck game at this point. At that point,
yeah,
where
yeah,
strategy
because
really is just hoping that your trades do not screw you over by bad luck of keep rolling either in jail or your opponent's properties.
yeah, yeah, because there's not much well, okay. Like you don't have control over your dice roll and because it's a dice roll and and because it's just a linear board, you like how can I word this? Uh, basically the only um I guess bits of strategy you can employ is when or when you don't buy a property.
True. When you're trying
And
to save
also
up to
like
make
when
sure you don't lose money through mortgages.
yeah, yeah, and then also investing money in like building houses and hotels.
Yeah,
And there's not much other than that because, you can't control a dice roll. Um,
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm trying to go with. I mean, the only and at the same
mhm,
time, if you think about it, the only games that really deferred away from that formula, Monopoly Deal,
mm,
and then to a lesser extent, Monopoly Towers, where it's all about owning like brands, like popular brands in the world, so like Coca-Cola, um, Toys
mm,
R Us, etc. And you have to build up that tower in order to win. That one has a bit of strategy, more strategy than luck, in my opinion.
mhm,
Because it's not necessarily just buying everything around you. It's also about trying to strategize on how to get to the top or to fill up your tower as fast as you can.
yeah, yeah,
But overall, my point still stands on the fact that Monopoly really didn't defer away from their own formula, and it, honestly, I feel so it screwed them. Because I look at Fortune Street and the fact there's so many different boards, and I know for a fact that Fortune Street's formula um, kind of got widespread to other games, because I know there's one on Switch is something similar to Fortune Street, and it works
mhm,
so well because it's such a unique concept of using stocks. Well, not only using stocks to make it more real life, of like buying stuff and then like using stocks to invest, but also it kind of has this simple simplistic charm of just like, oh, invest more money into your shops, get more money back through either stocks or possibly people landing on it. The luck part is almost, well, I wouldn't say obsolete, but more so is lessened by the fact that you're playing with stocks and investments in order to rise to the top.
yeah,
Unlike a Cosmopoly where it's almost just like 90% luck and 10% strategy, to be
mhm,
completely blunt.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
that's just
Sorry.
where I'm going at. Any other things you could think of?
Yeah, if now that I'm thinking about how little strategy there is in um in Monopoly other than like when you buy stuff. It's would it my mind instantly goes to Amiibo Festival
Oh, wait, why actually?
because there's not much strategy.
Oh, yeah, I see where you're going with that.
I mean, I'm jokingly making that comparison, but I mean there's kind of a bit of truth to that. I feel.
Sadly true. Sadly, that's correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're like, oh, this probably won't be so bad. And like 3 hours later, I made a huge mistake. But yeah.
So, it was one. I'll be honest. It's one thing. I mean, it's just like Monopoly. I feel as though really needs to have done something else along its 20 years of history in order to make it interesting. Because there's no point trying to make different themes around Monopoly if you're just gonna have the same formula all the time that is just so monotone and so luck based. Like you're going in a circle.
Yeah.
There's no like diverging paths of like, oh, maybe if we go this way, it will be more advantageous compared to another route. No, it's just one whole route.
Right.
And that's
Even
honestly
if
the reason
oh,
why I
sorry.
don't really like Monopoly as much. And not say I regret
Mm-hmm.
buying that game on my Switch even though it was on offer, but I kind of regret it now.
Yeah. Yeah, like even if they did something as simple as um well, with it being a square, if they put like branching paths like a plus path in the center, so where if you get to like the center of the edge, you could either keep going around the edge or down that path, just to have some sort of branching path, if that makes sense.
Mm,
Just something to make it more interesting.
yeah, like for example, okay, this is a quite an old game. I'm not too sure if you heard of it. Korea's, have you heard of it?
No.
It well, okay, that game I wouldn't say is back then when I was playing it, I felt it was luck based, but more so, but more I think about it, especially when us talking about branching paths, I realized more that I think the Korea's game I own is not really luck based. It the fact that you can roll a dice, the two dice, and this is a number of spaces you can either stop at certain opportunities, so like farming, college, etc. Instead of just going all the whole way, I just realized that that technically is also strategy in place. Sorry, in play, and I just realized to myself that maybe I should put that into a perspective. That Monopoly really, it's really just mostly just luck, and I wish they could have done something more different. But that's just what I'm thinking of. Enjoy the gossip talking. Sure, honeydew. Not sure which I was like when, but he's probably doing something else. But yeah, that's my opinion. Especially now I'm looking at further. I kind of feel, I kind of feel that really Hasbro could have done something else, but they missed the boat basically. And I'm just thinking like, what else could I have done? I mean, branching paths definitely would have been a definite plus in that, but maybe something else. Maybe like, oh, um, oh boy, what was that game that decided to change their format to where they can have different like paths, like different like routes or something like that? I forgot what that game was.
um I'm I'm not quite sure.
Okay, no, I remember there was this game where, oh boy, I know there was a game franchise that decided to make it to where you can design your own routes. Like we design what the game board looks like or something like that. Settlers of Catan, there we go.
Oh.
Because technically that one you can like make any like board you want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least that one, at least you have different strategies, and it's always fun every time you play because you have a different board um, that brings up, like, that tests your mental to know how you can play well in the game. Monopoly could have done that because like you could have different like boards, maybe possibly randomizing the streets basically. So it's not necessarily just all the same color in one section, but all throughout all the the four sides, right? You have different colors spanning up all the districts.
Yeah.
So that could have been another thing they have done.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's Monopoly cheating, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
You can say that's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, um, but yeah, just the overall arcade thing. I just feel like I wish it could have done something different. And Fortress Street is a definite example of what they could have taken from there. You say you haven't
Yeah.
played Fortress Street before, right?
I have not. No.
I'll see if I can like. I mean, I don't have a Dolphin emulator, but maybe I could get try and like emulate it. Like, if only someone can make the game on PC, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. Or just bring it to Switch.
Yeah, I also want to say the same thing. Bring it to Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that game would be
Because you
so
could
great on Switch.
Yeah, because I mean, you could do it like, um, the Wii version where you could. I mean, I guess I don't know the control scheme, but I don't see why you couldn't just map everything to a single Joy-Con, and just use it like that, and
Ugh,
be able to map it to like either either Joy-Con, so you could do like a one-handed mode.
that's really a valid strategy right there, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Or can't you also play that with a sideways Wii remote?
Uh,
Which,
wait, sideways in the sense of like this way or this way?
like, well, the layout of the Wii remote where you have the D-pad at top and the one and two
Yeah,
buttons at the bottom,
yeah.
rotating it so then it's
Oh,
the
horizontal. Yeah,
le-
that one can.
yeah, yeah, and so with a Joy-Con you would have more buttons, so I don't see why they couldn't do it that way too.
True. I mean, yeah, that would
Hmm.
definitely work well with just a single Joy-Con, let alone two. And at least like
Yeah.
they don't need to have so many like big menus. Another thing I was can think about that they could do for Fortress 3 for Switch, better graphics. I know
Yeah.
Meal has been complaining a lot with like how quality of the game feels so weird and like spread out, where sometimes you can be perfectly 60 frames per second, smooth gameplay, and then all of a sudden the next board just 10 frames per second.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of
Hmm.
weird to know that such a game has varying qualities, basically.
Hmm.
Like, who would make a game like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I know Monopoly Online at least has some other modes you can try out, but still, they've done it too late. I feel so other games which have used a similar formula to Monopoly have done it much better, and Monopoly
Hmm.
has lost its charm, I would say.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's a side
Yeah.
topic we could talk about games that have full luck.
Hmm.
Like you said about what
Um,
was it? Animal Crossing Amiibo
Amiibo
Festival.
Festival. Yeah.
What else?
Mario Party 9 and 10, where you're all in one car.
I'll be
That could be.
honest. I still understand what the hatred for the of Mario Party 9 and 10.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can see why, but I guess now that the series is more so going back to its roots with Super Mario Party, it's I I think I can appreciate 9 and 10 for what they were trying to go for, but yeah, I mean, I guess I would have to play the games for myself because I've never played them.
I've only
Um,
played one board of Mario Party 9 with my nephews.
mm,
And honestly, the minigames were quite cool. The reverse minigame, it was hilarious.
isn't that explain what those are?
You don't win, you lose to win.
Oh yeah, so you're trying to lose because you win if you lose.
Yeah, this is so funny and like so quirky, and I love it, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
cool.
bummed that so many people don't like Mario Party 9 and 10. I felt as though it was balanced. Like I don't like. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but I don't fancy. The reason why I like Mario Party 9 and 10 is at least that it's not like it's like everyone at least is in the same position. And I'm not gonna be complaining about moving so less.
Hmm.
Basically, that's why
Yeah.
I was so fond of 9 and 10 because at least I'm not like, why am I so far behind the rest? I keep rolling ones. It's nothing like that. Basically, that's why I didn't mind 9 and 10 at all.
Hmm. Probably the reason why people don't like those games is because it's just mostly linear boards and you're all moving at the same time, so it removes a lot of that strategy you would get with the other ones where you were all moving independently and there were branching paths. That's probably what it boils down to.
Okay, now that you say that, now it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Now it actually makes so much sense. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I
Huh.
just had to think for a second. It's like, wait, they, yeah, it's just a straight shot to the finish. It was still a straight shot to the finish in Island Tour, but at least everyone moved independently from each other. But they I believe they completely removed stars in Island Tour, so it was literally first one to the finish wins. Therefore, basically boiling it down to luck the roll.
Sounds more like Wii Party, the island tour, the minigame island. There we go.
Oh yeah,
That just reminds
yeah,
me of that, where
yeah.
everyone plays for position, and the person who is like higher ranked has like an advantage to roll or something
Hmm.
like that. That just reminds me of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, my Party 10 at least they brought back the boards, but it's just that it kind of like plain. Well, no, actually no. I should say plain, considering the fact that you can like change like what the quadrants are like.
yeah, yeah. And also they did Bowser Party. Excuse me. Which
I mean, you say that when
yeah, I can never think about Bowser Party without thinking of that one clip when T- TRG was playing. Uh, Emil was playing as Bowser, and or was it? Wait, was he
yes,
playing as Bowser?
no,
Yeah, and he just like just let it all out.
no, it was not even playing as Bowser. It was like Donkey Kong, and man, it kind of feels bad that of course the one game that Donkey K finally came back was the one game that he hates.
Hmm.
Irony in its finest, isn't it? Like for those wondering, DK was not a playable character in 5 to 9, and then he finally got back in 10.
Right.
And we know that Mario Party 10, as we already discussed about, is quite luck based heavily. So it's like, ugh, how unlucky can you get with your character?
Hmm.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I want to say. It's just that I feel so Hasbro really missed the mark, and I feel so that if they could have changed it to something like Fortune Street, they could have made even more bucks than what they have made so far.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing they
Yeah.
have changed that I feel so could have would that sell well, Monopoly Deal, because at least there's a bit of strategy in it.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's what I would
Yeah.
say. All right, your turn.
Okay. So this week we saw the release of Jackbox Party Pack 7, and I just want to talk about like what are some of our favorite um games from all of the party packs. So,
You you've had me at favorites. Because a funny thing is that it's a good thing you asked that. Well, shout outs to both here. It's a good thing I actually played most of the games in Part Pack 7 now, so let's again bring out this opinion quite well.
Nice.
I mean, the first. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I've actually yet to play Party Pack 7 at all. I haven't even purchased it yet. I will. It's just I don't see the need to buy it at this point.
I mean, I'll say this right now, you won't regret it. Like, Pack 7 went beyond my expectations. Especially with the trailer, honestly, the games and also the names of the games themselves. Honestly, I was just like not as interested because really the devil's in the details. Bladder around. I mean, it doesn't seem. Talking points. Like that one's so like as plain as it gets. So it's like the names are so not really catchy, and honestly, I was just thinking like, maybe not great. Of course, unless you talk about Quiplash 3, which honestly they did quite well with.
Yeah.
But when I played it for the first time with my friends, Luna Heights Arcade, shout out to them. It changed my mind. I changed my mind completely. It was such a great pack, and with games that honestly I can go back to any day of the week. And it was so much fun to play as well. And it was hilarious at some points. So if you're wondering about it, I won't spoil the rest of the games. I'll just say about Quiplash 3. The one thing that they changed was the final round.
Yeah, I mean I've been watching gameplay of all the games, so
Okay.
I kind of have a gist as to how they all work.
I won my second game of Quiplash 3, by the way.
Nice.
And nice. I mean that last round is honestly I think the best of the three, in my opinion, because last time it was just like everyone competing against everyone else, and it was just one prompt. The one prompt was fine. The battling against everyone else, it's iffy. The first one was terrible. Like, let's not disagree that the first one was terrible. The fact that there's so few points they can get, they didn't really do much to swing stuff into someone else's favor. Quiplash 2, at least they changed that and made it better, which I cannot deny that, but it still felt a little bit empty.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have this Quiplash 3 where you need to have 3 separate prompts for the same, three separate answers to the same question, and then all of a sudden it just becomes, wait a second, this actually can change things, at the same time it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, who would think of a triplash?
Right. I want to point something out about Quiplash 3. So you know how it has like the claymation art style?
Yes.
From hearing the developers talk about it, that's actually all computer generated.
What?
They didn't make it out of clay. It's all like 3D modeling and like computer graphics.
They did a dang dilly good job with that if that was the case, because honestly it felt like a claymation. Oof. That's actually quite impressive.
I forget exactly what live stream they said that, because Jackbox Games does do live streams of their games. I would have to go back and look, but I remember hearing them say that and just being in shock that like this was all done in a computer and not like done with actual materials. But yeah.
Impressive. It's crazy impressive. But yeah. Okay. I'll just say it right now though. They really decided. Okay, actually no, I shouldn't say that. Okay, I'll say it. They really decided to go for length. Because like I look at talking points, right, which was like a presentation thingy. Wow, the game is long.
Yeah.
Like if you play with 8 people, I'll just warn you: expect a 30-minute game, especially on your first time trying it.
That long?
Yes. If you're playing with 8 players.
Whew.
It is that long, and I wouldn't say complicated, but more so like in depth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite hilarious. But at the same time, it's quite hilarious, especially when you have to talk crap basically, because it's like sometimes you would just throw in
Mm-hmm.
throw in a curveball of a picture or a prompt, and you're just like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a
Yeah,
hammer. You gave
yeah.
me a spatula,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
like
you
so much
yeah.
fun to try and like make you like bullcrap your way through like prompts to make sure it look as though you're giving a legitimate presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who did a presentation for Pokemon side games, I'll say it right now: the game was it's not easy. You
Mm-hmm.
need to be very good at saying things on the fly.
Improv.
Yeah, improv
Yeah.
basically. And I realized
Mm-hmm.
I'm much worse in that at it than I thought.
I feel you on that.
It's quite ridiculous, but
Oh.
I love it nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Champ Top, honestly, is also another one where, like, even though you're bad at drawing, it's such a funny game and it's such a clever idea as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel so that I could play the game again, I wouldn't be bored.
Yeah.
Because the titles that they want expect you to compete for can go from borderline normal to outrageously ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I had some like I think it was like the champion of being like cool or something like that, or something like that. The champion of being bold. I had to go back to the that session before I can say all the weird prompts that I got. Like it's quite ridiculous. And then the last one which I played was Bladder Around, much better than I thought. And it's such a cool idea as well. It's basically just a guessing game with a big twist that actually makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'll say this right now, Jalzak, kind of nice that you didn't buy it now. They are currently still fixing some bugs.
I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah.
For those wondering,
Oh.
actually happened with the Go One game I did today of Bladder Around. Basically, some of the words are replaced, are like not words that you pick. Instead, they're replaced with blanky or blank. So it's like, for example, I have like, it involves a young and hairy boy. It involves a blanky and blanky boy.
The
So it's kind of weird, but then the way they gave us like a solution to it is quite complicated. It's like maybe click the noun and then deselect the noun and click the adjective to fix it.
hmm.
It's quite awkward. So right now they're still trying to fix it, which I don't blame them. Although it kind of begs the question: why do you release it so quickly?
Yeah, but I mean, things can slip through the cracks. So,
We're your beta testers.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't need to hire beta testers. We be our beta testers. Let's just sneakily put this game out. Say, oh, it's ready when we're actually trying to let them beta test for us.
Yeah. I I think I've just personally been um more accepting of like, okay, when a game like this comes out, like there's a chance that there's going to be like some issues with it, but they can easily be fixed with updates. So, I mean, it's I'm not saying that like that's a good thing, but like there's an easy way for them to fix that sort of
Yeah,
stuff. So,
so it's not really just like complicated manuscripts, but more so just like it's just a bug. Just fix it straight away. Pluck it out.
yeah. Yeah.
But still, honestly, Jackbox 7 went beyond my expectations. 6, I mean, it's funny that you asked about favorite games because I look back here, right, and mostly it's just been Fibbage and Trivia Murder Party that I love the most. And You Don't Know Jack, of course.
Yeah. Sorry, I was feeling a little bit stuffed up, so I just had to blow my nose quick.
Ah, okay. But I'm just saying
Um,
that I really, like, if you talk about me having favorite games in Jackbox, I would say Trivia Murder Party, You Don't Know Jack, and Fibbage.
Yeah, yeah. If if I had to pick one specific Jackbox game to call my favorite, it would probably have to be Trivia Murder Party 2. Um, like just I think that like even though I am a big fan of You Don't Know Jack, I think the whole premise of TMP is way more engaging than You Don't Know Jack. And um like even though there is like this whole thing about like, oh, try not to, be killed. Like if if you do die on a killing floor, like that's you're not out of the game completely. In fact, um you might in fact still win. It's just that the one alive player is given a slight advantage.
Yeah.
Well, like distance advantage. Um yeah, and also I think the killing rooms just they they give a lot of extra um I feel like they add something to the whole experience that you just don't really get with You Don't Know Jack.
Hmm. I mean,
And
we
and
can't.
how
I mean, nonetheless,
yeah.
we can't really deny the fact that sorry, you don't know Jack at least was brought back from five, and it honestly improved on the formula better for streaming.
Oh yeah. Yeah, You Don't Know Jack 2015 really only works if you're playing with people in the same room.
As we found out from trying to record it, remember?
Yeah.
For those wondering, the
Yeah.
episodes are still not out yet because of some. Well, no, I'm joking. Try not to rag on you. I'm just joking around, but yeah, honestly, maybe one of these days we
Mhm.
definitely need to upload those videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Um like basically they took the exact gameplay engine from um You Don't Know Jack 2011 and um didn't really um adjust things to work better with the inherent latency that you get when everyone is using like phones as controllers. And plus it was the first party pack, so there was a bit more latency than there is like these days, it feels like. So especially like I said, they used the same gameplay engine from 2011 where timing of button presses is part of the gameplay. Like right when you see the multiple choices, money clock starts ticking down from 20 seconds, but like it shows the milliseconds as well, so it's like 20.00. That it basically equates to $2,000, but so the basically the sooner you lock in an answer, the more money you're risking. But with using your device as a controller that isn't directly connected to the device that the game is running on, there's like a half second delay you sometimes between hitting a button and it being recognized.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's a little wonky. And so I'm glad that they adjusted things to work better in in You Don't Know Jack 20, no, full stream.
Hmm.
um
To be fair, that's the reason why they probably call it Jackbox Party. Sorry, you don't know Jack Full Stream.
yeah,
Like because it's
yeah,
like, oh, here's a game that actually works well with streaming instead of playing the other game. It's kind of a bummer considering the fact
yeah,
that the original 2015 one was actually kind of decent.
yeah, yeah. I feel like if they gave the option to just play the game with controllers, I feel like it would be a good version. Like if everyone is local, you can just like pass controllers around. Like still have that option, but also let people play with their device as a controller, but I don't see them retroactively adding that functionality in.
Hmm. True. Don't think we'll ever see that happen.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, um, I I do like full stream, like the way that they made it to where yeah, basically everyone at any given time is playing, and it's not like previous games, like especially the older PC versions of You Don't Know
Hmm.
Jack, especially with like the Disordats, where it was only like one specific player
Uh,
that was doing the Disordat. In full stream, everyone is doing it at the same time.
sound about right.
So yeah, even though they basically kind of did that in 2011 and 2015, where last place was the main player in Disordat, but everyone else could try to lock in an answer before that player. And if those other players got it right and the main player gets it wrong, everyone else that got it right splits the 300 that question is worth.
Yeah, that one. I see
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just thought that actually will kind of work. Also, hey, Sir Light, how you doing?
I, I still personally have a soft spot for the ride. I I I I just find it fun to play. The most fun to play out of all of the classic PC versions, mostly because of the theming, and also if you're playing with others and you go to use your screw, you get to shoot them into the screen, covering up the question and answers,
Yeah.
and I just find that really fun.
Just for those wondering, Jaws actually has a Jackbox, Do You Know Jack video on his YouTube channel if you want to take a look. It actually explains everything. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, besides that, I will admit that Quiplash is not really my favorite, and let alone Black Bracketeering. Bracketeer was honestly my least favorite game of all of them.
Yeah, yeah. Although, I mean, have you played Word Spud? It's Word Spud is just like
Yes, Sterling, I
not
did notice that.
um Word Spud doesn't really even feel like much of a game.
Yeah, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really feel as much as like. Oh, by the way, you saw what Sterling put in the chat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened only a few hours ago.
Oh.
Like qualifiers is now online and it says it lasts for 2 hours. This man got 12 max outs in 2 hours, which by the way, pales in comparison is much higher than his 4 max outs in 1 hour. Oh, sorry, 3 max outs in 1 hour that he did, in the qualifiers the year before, so
Wow.
2019. Yeah, he has been on a huge roll, and honestly, everyone is still shouting him out as the favorite to do the hat trick. Which also I find ridiculous. Like, this just shows how much gaming has evolved. And in terms of players, not of course the game, but I mean in terms of players, it's kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed that, sir. Like, don't care about 8K. I just go for max outs. Max out every day.
So I I was thinking about like You Don't Know Jack and Trivia Murder Party and thinking, oh, it'd be kind of cool if they basically did that, but you know, Among Us is kind of like the big thing right now. What if they and I was thinking, what if they basically did like a version of one of those games, but one person secretly has all the answers and you have to figure out who that player is. But I realized that there was actually a game show very much so like that here in America called Dirty Rotten Cheaters, where it's basically Family Feud style questions, except that the lesser popular answers are worth more, but the one, what they call the cheater, secretly has all the answers. And so as they go around the 6 players, uh, everyone has to figure out who they think the cheater is. So,
What do
yeah.
you mean?
Yeah. Which, fun fact about that is that at least for the US version, when they were like the pilot episode for that, kid you not, was actually recorded on the set for The Weakest Link.
Hmm.
So,
Also reminds me of
interesting.
Spot the Fake in We Party You, which is something
Oh
similar,
yeah.
where the faker actually has an advantage. So, example,
Yes.
like there's one game which you need to knit a lot. You have to knit a
Mhm.
lot by just like tilting the controller left and right while pressing A and B together. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
is
like
it
that.
like this motion?
Yeah.
Also, I realized. Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the fake in this case, right? Can just press the B button to knit at the fastest speed possible.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of hilarious, but at the same time, it's kind of neat. But
Mhm.
that's what that also reminds me of that. And I wouldn't say it's an overused
Mhm.
concept, but it's definitely an underrated concept,
Yeah.
which is hard to
Yeah.
implement. Don't get me wrong though.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, let's just implement this and make it cool. No, it's hard to implement without making it unfair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of more
I
games on the Jackbox, Bomb IQ, or is it? I forgot the name.
Bomb Corp.
Bomb Corp. Yeah, there we go.
Mhm.
Isn't that just like keep talking and then nobody explodes, basically?
Yeah. Yeah, sorta like that, except you can play with, I think, up to 4 players.
Yeah.
And
So,
so you just have to make sure that, like, all the information is properly communicated, otherwise you end up blowing up the whole building. So,
that was the thing that happened.
mhm. I've I've only played the first couple in-game days, and I've heard that some of the late game challenges are just brutal.
For what again?
Uh,
Sorry.
Bomb Corp.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. I think it was Silo Hawk's video that I watched about it. Because he's doing a series going through like every game in every party pack. Um, yeah, I don't remember the specifics, but one of the late game puzzles is a filing puzzle where like you have to file or sort files alphabetically, but it's by last name, but a lot of the last names are like pronunciation wise they sound very similar, but they're spelt slightly differently, and some of them are straight up the same last name, so you have to go by first name, and it's just a whole ordeal. And I think you're given like 12 names you have to sort with only 90 seconds on the clock or something ridiculous like that.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it is ridiculous.
Hmm. Maybe. I'll be right back. You can talk about the drawful games because I'm curious to hear your opinion about it.
Oh, sure. So, drawful. I I forget that drawful honestly is a thing, but yeah, it's drawful is it's interesting that as a game revolved around drawing can still, excuse me, can still be played by someone like me who isn't that great at drawing. Like just as long as you're able to get the point of the prompt across, I I think that is a mark of a really good game that you don't have to be good at drawing as long as you get the point across. Um yeah, I've I've well, I had a group of friends um where when when we played, one of them would use their iPad and Apple Pencil for drawing. But it's interesting that like even if you have that like sort like expensive of equipment, it really doesn't help you out all that much. I mean, granted, you have a larger surface area for drawing, but even with that, you're not going to be making any better of images compared to just drawing on your phone. It's interesting that even if you have that, it's interesting that even if you do have expensive equipment like that when playing Drawful, you're not going to make any better drawings compared to people just using their phones for drawing.
I see what you
So,
mean.
hmm yeah, because I had a friend that when we played Drawful in our group, he would bust out his iPad and Apple Pencil.
Ah,
And
gotta be classy.
yeah, and really that only gives you a larger surface area to draw, but other than that, you're not really going to be able to produce better quality images compared to that same person just using their phone.
Yeah, if anything, it may actually complicate the picture.
Mhm.
For me, right, it's just kind of I like Drawful because like what you said, at least it like balances out like the fact that you don't have to be an artist just to play the game. You gotta be creative
Mhm.
at times. Sometimes you have to be witty with how you draw, what you draw. Um, and yeah, it's kind of nice, especially when the game is only, well, I don't know, 19 cents.
Yeah.
But also don't know. I managed to buy the game with just 19 cents on the eShop.
Mhm. I think I got Drawful 2 on a similar sort of sale. Uh, I I think that was around like a few months into me having my Switch, and so I don't remember exactly what the price of it was back then. And unlike the 3DS eShop, you can't go back through your purchase history to see what you bought and for how much. So,
Indeed.
mhm. Yeah.
And then there's okay, and maybe it's just like Jackbox Party packs. Like, which one do you think is the best one that you would like always play? If you could just choose one to play.
Yeah, actually, let me load up my list of them just so then I can have a visual.
Mm,
Uh,
I would say five,
I'm
honestly.
I'm looking at my Switch right now because I have 1 through 6 on here. I'll be getting 7 at some point soon. Honestly, if if I had to only choose one, ju just for the fact that it has both Trivia Murder Party and Quiplash 2, Party Pack 3, and how like well, Party Pack 3 just in general, I don't think any of the games really are duds. Like they're all like at least good.
I
Um,
can wait.
like some like you could say that like Espionage is a little. dull, but I still think that there's a decent amount of like strategy to the game.
Actually,
Um,
no, I can agree. I can agree. Like honestly, that's all five are pretty good on Jackbox 3.
hmm Yeah,
I
if
was just trying to remember the last game that was on there. I remember faking it.
yeah, there's Quiplash 2, the first TMP, TKO, which is a a riot, uh, espionage and fake net. So, and I I love that with TKO, the t-shirts that you make in game, you can buy as actual shirts. I think that was the smartest move they made with that game.
Hmm.
Um, I think it was just like a feature they added in after they like someone I don't know if it was actual Jackbox devs that were playing it at a convention or whatnot, but I think someone suggested like, "Hey, are we able to actually buy these as shirts?" And I think that clicked in their heads like, "Wait, can we implement this?" And then like sometime later, "Yeah, you can do that now." And so some of the friends that I've played that game with legitimately have bought shirts that have been made in game when we've played.
That
So,
sounds actually kind of interesting.
mhm. Yeah. Ooh. And that I guess that brings up like the first Trivia Murder Party and how I think that like for being the first um TMP, I think it was a really good game except for the one sort of quirk in the final round where that they fixed in TMP2 where you don't have to give a completely correct answer to escape. Um as long as like you're the first one to move, uh and like if you're right before the finish line, you can just be like, "Okay, yeah, select all these or just select none of them." And as there's there's almost always just a mixture of right and wrong answers, and so then that basically guarantees you the win. That's how I won a game of Trivia Murder Party when I played on my brother's stream. Is I like that's how I ended up winning. Even though if I remember correctly, I did give a completely correct answer because they were like Mountain Dew flavors, and I'm knowledgeable enough about that to like kind
Answer
of
correctly.
yeah. But still, like, I'm glad that that was a little quirk that they ironed out in TMP2. But I mean, other than that, TMP1 is still is a really good game. So if you're only able to buy one party pack, I would say Party Pack 3.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. For me, it would be Party Pack 5. Just so because it has like You Don't Know Jack, which I really like.
Mhm.
And at the same time, I'm honest. Even though Zeeble Dome is really the oddball in this case, I really like the rest of the games that are in this list, that list.
Mhm.
We can be either bad rappers, we can be argumentative robots, or we can uh, just be patently stupid.
Mhm. Or you can split the room,
Hmm. Uh.
which I don't think I've ever actually played Split the Room. I've seen plenty of gameplay, but I've
Wait, you
never
never
played
played
it.
Split the Room?
No. I think the next time I play with my friends, I should do that because there's like enough people to where it would actually be challenging to like split the room because unlike Quiplash where you're
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
hey whereas like unlike Quiplash where you're trying to get as many people on your side as you can, you're trying to make the most divisive fill in the blank as you can.
Hmm.
So yeah.
That's a pretty interesting way of putting it, honestly. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I'm I'm looking at all the other packs and
None that strike you better than 3?
yeah, because like the only thing I think about when Party Pack 5 is brought up is You Don't Know Jack with Party Pack 6, Trivia Murder Party. Um, like those two packs specifically, and also I guess Party Pack 1 is that game's that pack so You Don't Know Jack. Is that the all the other ones just kind of fade into the background because they're not as interesting. Although I guess Party Pack 1 did have a Fibbage XL. So I mean, yeah. But for
Hmm.
me at least, if I could only choose one pack, it would be 3.
Hmm.
Especially, I don't know if they brought this feature to Quiplash 3, but with Quiplash 2, you can make your own prompts.
Ah, yeah, true. The
Uh,
personalized
d-
personalized episodes really a good addition to the thing, to the game.
yeah, um, I haven't followed the development of Quiplash 3 closely enough to know. Um, did they bring back um custom episodes to Quiplash 3, or do you know?
So I'm just fading in
I'm
and out.
guessing that's a no.
Not just fading in and out of reality right now.
I understand.
I'm
Um,
I'm just that
I
tired.
mean, even if they didn't bring back custom prompts in Quiplash 3, I mean, really, I I think the feature was already like pretty well implemented to the fact that if they brought it back in Quiplash 3, it would basically just be the same thing but with the Quiplash 3 skin, so would there be much of a point? Uh, yeah. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, it's a really cool feature, but I don't think I've really ever used it much. So
Hmm.
I think it's just the thought of like having to set aside time to make a custom game, especially because trying to write Quiplash prompts, I gotta commend the writers. It is difficult because you have to leave it like the prompt interesting enough to where it makes the player's mind be able to answer in a sort of open-ended manner, and yeah, also yeah, making it so then there's not one obvious answer to put in. um like basically trying to set up um the players for like making interesting jokes. So yeah, it's a difficult thing. Also, especially if you're trying to put in like in jokes from like the group of people that you're going to be playing that custom episode with, that can also be tricky depending on what the group is.
I see very well
Because
in
I feel
that.
like, yeah, it feels like it gives a like a personal touch to things.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Hmm. I mean, we'll see what further on with Jackbox Part Pack 7 can live up to that experience that you said with the 3. I'm interested to see how
Hmm.
you will compare 7 to 3 because honestly, I feel as though almost all the games are not that.
Hmm. yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of, well, I'm really what's the reason why I haven't gotten it yet is because, they're party games. And so I'm gonna be talking with my friend group of like IRL friends that occasionally we do like Jackbox nights. And so when we have a date nailed down, then I'll be getting Party Pack 7.
Hmm, that'll be
So,
a fun time. I'll be curious to see your experiences.
mhm.
That'll be interesting to see how you react. Maybe next time podcast we can do really talk about it, like does seven live up to its
Yeah.
name and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely wouldn't harm, especially with I mean, it's definitely. I mean, definitely we'll see even more new games and new ideas being thrown about. Curious to see what Jackbox will actually do in the future with 8 and beyond.
Yeah.
Or should I say
Yeah.
to Sidewards Infinity and beyond?
Oh yeah. Yeah, cuz
Technically.
presumably yeah, they're just going to continue doing yearly party packs, so next year's is going to be 8.
Yeah. That's pretty much the plan. I was thinking
Mhm.
yeah, not much else because like I look at 4 and really Survive the Internet is not really that great in my opinion. It's a nice idea,
Mhm.
but a little bit iffy on it,
I-
especially when players don't keep
mhm.
not following instructions on what to post.
Yeah, I've played with people where they just don't get exactly what they're supposed to do,
Yeah.
and it's hard for some people to understand, which I um I um I understand. Um yeah.
Hmm.
But if you do get what's going on, it is oh, it's fun.
It
It is
is.
fun.
It is fun, honestly.
Mhm.
Okay, oh man, I'm one quarter of the way through level 100. I finally hit triple digits,
Nice.
and that means I'm 181 levels away.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm gonna quit honestly for today because that's a lot action match to do today. But yeah, this has been an
Mhm.
interesting conversation, especially with well, I wouldn't say topics that were given to us straight away, but they're interesting. I never even thought of thinking of bringing up Dropbox, to be honest.
Mhm.
But anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's gonna be the end of this podcast. There'll be a lot of things to discuss that we can definitely take away, and I'll be curious to see what, well, from my side, definitely what Nintendo will do, and for your side, what the next Jackbox case will be like.
Yeah.
Who knows what will happen? Honestly, I'm also curious.
Mhm.